Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. News in this gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. Empower Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai from Redacted. It says processed food is destroying America's health, and we have to stop it. As it's 70 years too late for that. I mean, everybody here is pretty much sick, okay, off the foods because the foods are indefinitely processed. All right, now let's look up what it means by processed food, right? Let's look up processed, because everything is processed to some type of degree. But what is processed food? Because everything goes through a processing, of course, but you have what they call overly processed, okay? So it says processed foods or food are foods that have been given altered from their original state through various processes, such as cleaning and washing, removing dirt and impurities, right? Which chicken, right? You know, so you don't get what they call salmonella poisoning from chicken or cross-contamination. You rinse the chicken off, right? You rinse it off, you clean it, etc. Because for one thing, the chicken that they package, some of that shit comes with it has like bleach and like a ammonia in it, man. You know, same thing with ground beef. Ground beef is not supposed to be a pink texture color, but in fact more like a light pink to pale gray color, man. Because if you ever butchered a cow, the insides of a cow is not necessarily always pink, okay? But what happens is they put this ammonia type gas on the beef, which people call it pink slime, which gives it its alleged freshness, and it's basically to preserve it, man. All right. But it says cleaning and washing, cutting and grinding, altering the size or shape of food, pasteurizing, freezing or canning, preserving food and extending life, or adding ingredients such as salt, sugar, preservatives, flavors, and colors. And the biggest killer of all this shit is the sugar, the preservatives, and the colors, man. Okay. Because they have what they call food science, which they replicate a taste of an actual they replicate, let's just say if they have what they call food science, and what they do, they replicate the actual taste of real food, and they will replicate it into a chemical, and then they would create the foods and they would add these chemicals into the foods, man. Like prime example, if you look at the loaf of bread should be 3 ingredients, okay? Water, flour, and maybe salt, or water, flour, and water, flour, salt, you know, or barley meal, whatever you want to call it, and that's it. But instead you go to the store, you got flour, you got bleach, okay, you have gum, you have all types of shit in there, sugar, leaven, okay, which bread should be really 3 or 4 ingredients: leavening, you know, fucking dough, water, flour, and be done with it. But it says adding ingredients such as salt, sugars, preservatives, flours, and colors. Examples of processed foods are canned vegetables. Yep, which canned goods are really not good for you, man. But they say it's good to have canned goods on deck because of the shelf life. And the times we coming into, I mean, that may be the only thing that's readily available to eat is canned foods, man. But it says frozen fruits, bread, cheese, instant noodles, potato chips, soft drinks, which all causes cancer, man. And the crazy part about it is that you have these big companies like Big Pharma. You had what they call Monsanto and DuPont, which Big Pharma, all these are conglomerates of elitist companies, so to speak, or they're part of a cabal, okay, a shadow government. And they fund these corporations, and pretty much majority of your food supply source come from pretty much 1 or 3 places, man. Okay, I think Monsanto and DuPont has been shut down, but you had something which is called Bayer, okay, which is pretty much all the same thing, okay, which Bayer was known for making chemicals, man, paint and all that other shit. But yet, this is where we getting our food from. And this is why cancer, all types of illnesses, okay, worms, parasites, inflammation, which inflammation causes diseases, man. Okay, and that's the reason why people are all sick. Because once your body sends an inflammatory response, and then what happens is that your body creates a lot of red blood cells to try to overcome that particular illness. But sometimes it creates cancer cells, and before you know it, you in an ICU. All right, so it says it is important to note that not all processed foods are unhealthy. It says some ultra processed foods which contain multiple added ingredients are often high in calories, sugars, and unhealthy fats, and may be associated with negative health outcomes. And the crazy part about it is that they know this shit, but yet they sell it in the stores. Why? Because you stupid bird brain Americans, you have an appetite for impatience. Okay, you want everything quick to you, man, which proves that Esau is the devil. Because when you go back into the story of Jacob and Esau, hey, when he wanted the red pottage that Jacob made, he was like, I'm faint. So he was impatient. You know what I'm saying? So it was considered fast food. He wanted the shit. So now, fast forward today, you got your Mickey D's, your Burger Kings, your Wendy's, White Castles, you know, which all that shit is processed. It's not really real. But yet, you dumb Americans, you've opted into them taking over your food supply systems, and they've pushed you into a corner of not growing your own food, feeding you GMO seeds, and taking away your rights to the point you have no choice but to shop at grocery stores, because the farmers markets that you did have is being hijacked by elites, man. Okay, you got Bill Gates that patent the potato. Okay, he's bought up pretty much half the farmland in America. So anything that you do plant a crop is already within tainted soil. So it's damn near inevitable. You know, and another thing too is a multi-billion-dollar business keeping people on these drugs, which they call food. Okay, because basically if they was in the process of healing people, you wouldn't need hospitals, you wouldn't need emergency rooms, you wouldn't need doctors, so to speak, but yet you would be dealing with physicians, holistic doctors, man. Okay, so when you look at this shit here, and I'm gonna play the video, but unprocessed or minimally processed, and I'm on the edge about the fruit because the fruits have no nutrients. Okay, like the bananas, that's not original real banana. Orange grapes, they were a lot bigger than that, had seeds. Okay, fucking grapes, pears, all that's not natural fruit, man. Okay, and on top of that, the coating of an apple, they had a video in India where they was using like particular I forgot what bugs they was using to come up with the coat of these apples, or there's like a wax coating, and find out that shit is poison, man. You know, same thing, ham or bread, you know, processed cheese, bread, bacon, salted nuts, butter, crisps, cakes, which is pretty much everything that we eat, you know, because shit, you need fucking meat, you need honey, you need butter. You don't need butter, but these are some of the basic ingredients that we need. As the scriptures say, the common principle of a man's life is, you know, bread, water, you know, the blood of the vine, shit, wheat, flour, whatever. But yet we're eating straight poison, man. Okay, and the natural foods that we do claim to get, they're not even really natural, because the shit they sell in Whole Foods, they're basically charging you high dollar shit for highly processed food, which, I mean, it's still GMO. Okay, they call the best or the worst, but nonetheless, it's still poisonous, man. Okay, so you try to grow your own food or have a garden, then the cities be ready to find you or shut you down because they want everybody sick. And it's a wonder why people ain't revolted against the system yet, because they are highly medicated on a processed foods. Like half this shit you see here is processed, man. And about 2/3 of the ingredients in this food here is illegal in European countries, but yet they sell it to you Americans. This is the reason why you all obese. The reason why you have irritable bowel syndrome, gastritis. You know, the reason why you have gallbladder. Like shit, I didn't realize the most common surgery here in America is the removal of a gallbladder, man. Like I was talking to my physical therapist, man, and she was telling me she's only 28 years old. And she said that she had to get her fucking gallbladder removed because she was suffering from gallstones. She said it was gastritis. Her stomach was inflamed. But find out she had a ruptured gallbladder. She had full of gallstones, man. Which I'm like, why didn't you just dissolve them? You know, it's several herbs you can take to dissolve gallstones if they're not too far along, or they have to pretty much be justified on taking your gallbladder out. And then she said her gallbladder was getting ready to erupt on her, and it was painful, so they had to take it out. Which a gallbladder is known for storing bile, man. Okay, and releasing bile through the system, so you can shit out endotoxins, man. So without a gallbladder, basically you're full of endotoxins, and basically your liver takes the hit of what the gallbladder is supposed to do. So you're pretty much operating without a particular organ in your body. You're not optimal, man. And this is why they have what they call bile salts, you know, to help replenish the bile that you're not storing up in the gallbladder. Same thing with you got slippery elm, which is good for the digestional tract. You got slippery elm bark, you got marshmallow root, okay, you got psyllium husk, which is fiber, and you're supposed to get your fiber and your whole grain breads and your wheat breads, but instead you got to buy these supplement and you got to buy all these fucking supplements to substitute what you're not getting in the food, and people are still sick, man. Because you go to places like Europe, they don't have no goddamn vitamin shop on every corner in Europe. Okay, but here in America, they do that because they want to fucking sell you something all the time, man. Okay, let's justify on poisoning the food and setting up these pharmaceutical companies, which brings in hundreds of billions a year to keep people dependent on that so they can spend more fucking money. And then let's create a vitamin shop to sell the shit that people need in the food, so therefore we can make double the profit, man. And you mean to tell me this man is not the devil? This shit is fucking madness, man. You know, we're sick, literally. And this is why we need Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so let me get a precept real quick. I've been kind of random, but Salakia. But anyway, let's get the book of Ezekiel 14. And I'm going to start at verses, let's start at verses 9. And it says, take thou also unto thee wheats and barley and beans and lentils and millet and finches and put them in one vessel and make the bread thereof, according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days thou shalt eat thereof. And that's really going to this captivity, because honestly speaking, the food has been tainted since you have these corporations that's come into power prior to World War II, man. I mean, yeah, I think post World War II. Okay, before then you had some type of real food here in America. I mean, it was always processed, but even then, going back into the 50s and 60s, you was able to get a decent meal. But like in the 80s, that's when shit really started to take a turn for the worse. But even then, you was able to get a real hamburger somewhere. Because I remember going to McDonald's as kids, man, and as bad as it was for us then, you was able to get somewhat of a decent hamburger. It tastes different. Okay? Unlike now, you know, the fries and shit is fried in canola oil, which is death. But back in the day, they used to fry the fries and the nuggets in what they call beef tallow, which beef tallow is actually kind of good for you, man. And you could taste the difference. It's a difference in texture and crisp and taste. Another good restaurant that fries their foods in beef tallow, believe it or not, is actually Buffalo Wild Wings. Even though the chicken is not real, but they fry the fries and the chicken is fried in beef tallow. And this is why I have a certain taste to it. Okay? But it says here, and thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be weighed 20 shekels a day. From time to time thou shalt eat it. And thou shalt also, or thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of a hin. And from time to time thou shalt drink it. So I'm going to look up this word hin and see what it means real quick. Let's go here. Hayala, which means a unit of measure, about 5 quarts. A vessel holding a hin of liquid. So it's a measurement, right? Yep. So it says here, and thou shalt eat it as, and it says, from time to time thou shalt drink, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that come out of men in their sight. So basically he's telling Ezekiel to basically eat human shit. And to be honest with you, that's equivalent to what we eat in a day, because the food has no nutrients, man. I was watching a show called Cobra Kai, and I think the 6th and final season, when they went over to I think they was in Spain. And one of the guys was getting at one of the guys from he may have been from Japan, but he was basically talking shit about the American dojos. He said your people in America are basically slow bellies. He said, with your processed foods, you have no nutrients in your food. He was basically getting at him, man. He was saying that all your foods that you eat has no nutrients in it, and this is why you're obese. This is why you're slow academically. This is why you're able to get taken advantage of. This is why you don't know shit. You know, this is why mental illness is at an all-time high. Okay, like ADHD, ADD, that comes from processed foods and sugars, man. Okay, like when we were kids, we used to eat fruit by the foot, fruit roll-ups, Capri Suns, snacks with all the coloring in it and shit. That fucked us up, man. And you notice why your kids couldn't never sit still. Sleeping habits are all jacked up. It's horrible, man. You know, but you got this guy by the name of RFK Jr. with his stuttering ass talking about, well, you know, we have to get the processed food, you know, all that shit he's talking. Motherfucker, you've been knowing processed foods have been around since the 60s, the 50s, man. You want to do something about it now? It's too goddamn late, man. Okay, the men are all mowed out. The women are all masculine. Okay, you go to the fucking the fucking men got titties, and that's from soya in the goddamn food, man. Like I was looking up some I was looking for some crackers the other day, and just for the healthy crackers, that shit $7-8. So I started looking at the Ritz. I'm like, why is it high fructose corn syrup in fucking crackers, man? Why do you need to put sugar in crackers, man? You got processed this, you got gum this, psyllium this. I'm like, it's a fucking cracker, bro. It's 3 ingredients. And this is everywhere you go, man. And wonder why you got to take supplements every goddamn morning, bro. You know? So this is why, brothers, man, we got to try to eat the best we can, man. You know, all this processed shit, you can't really avoid it. But at the same time, man, hey, we got to get the hell out of here, man. Okay? Brothers, bodies are all jacked up. You bloated. You eat something. You eat a piece of chicken or you drink some goddamn carrot juice. You get bloated off that shit. Okay? Which bloating goes into the swelling of the intestines, man. Why? Because you got too much goddamn yeast in your intestines and you can't shit it out. You know, your bowels are all bagged up, man. You know, and lucky for me, man, you know, I'm able to go to the washroom every single day. But I don't believe that when I go to the washroom, I'm eliminating completely because it's damn near impossible. You know? But it says here, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that coming out of men in their sight. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their bread, the foul bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. All right. And it's really a punishment from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So anyway, I'm going to play a little bit of this video. Salakia, I was kind of ranting, but y'all brothers get the point. It's frustrating as fuck, man. All right. But I'm going to play a couple of minutes of this video, maybe to like the 5-6 minute mark, because I haven't even watched the whole video. And then I'm going to get the rest of the precepts and we'll take it from there.
Congress,
so here we go.
in a blistering takedown of the processed food industry, watch her here destroy what used to be one of my favorite drinks, the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. Watch.
For years, Starbucks didn't publish their ingredients for their coffee drinks. It was a mystery until I convinced a barista to show me the ingredients on the back of the bottles they were using to make menu items like their famous pumpkin spice lattes. I found out here in the United States, Starbucks was coloring their PSLs with caramel coloring level 4, an ingredient made from ammonia and linked to cancer, but using beta carotene from carrots to color their drinks in the UK. After publishing an investigation and widespread media attention, Starbucks removed caramel coloring from all of their drinks in America and started publishing the ingredients for their entire menu.
And Vani Hari joins.
Yeah, they get to hide the ingredients, man. And this is why by law, they're supposed to tell you what's in the food. If it's GMO, they're supposed to put non-GMO. But even with that, you know, it's GMO in it. Like I look at almond milk, there's all types of different ingredients in almond milk because I don't drink cow's milk, okay? But another good milk to drink is goat milk. Goat milk, that's actually a good, goat milk is really good for you because of forgot what's the chemical. I mean, not the chemical, but the particular nutrient having goat milk. But it's good for the body, man. All right, as Israelites, we should be like on a Mediterranean type diet. Olive oil based, you know, legumes, fruits, nuts, you know, spices and things like that. Like every time I cook, mainly my food is homemade, you know. Like if I go out and eat somewhere, it's rarely. Like today I've had a burger, you know, from a restaurant because I was like, fuck it, I'm out at work and I want to have some time to work out. So, you know, eat some protein and give me the energy I need to work out. But even eating that, I was at the gym and I had the strength to do it, but I just didn't have that push today, man. And that's another problem. Okay, you have what they called what's the name of that shit? That the liver and the pancreas create a particular enzyme. It's almost like a natural pre-workout. Okay, it's called, and that's the spirit. Like I'm into this stuff. I don't even know why I can't even remember it. But you can get it in like your peptides. But it's called fuck, man. And this is another reason why we got to get out of here because our memories are shot here. You know, everything is in fucking plastic. It's just crazy, man. But anyway, it's a particular compound that your liver and your pancreas create an enzyme to help you work out, and it gives fuel to the muscles, man. Okay, and it helps the muscles, but somehow, some way, I didn't get that today because I guess whatever I ate, the bread, you know, the bread kind of clogs you up. So it kind of put me in that mindset like I didn't really feel like working out. Though I had the strength to push through the workout, I just didn't have the motivation to do it, you know. But when I went to the gym Monday, you know what I'm saying? Monday, I was a fucking powerhouse, man. You know, and I try to take breaks in between because you got to let your muscles recover. You see what I'm saying? But even then, it's just like the foods are just poison. Okay, like it says, there are artificial flavors in a lot of food we eat besides the food coloring and chemicals that's in sodas, this and all that other stuff that's man-made ingredients. Man.
Now, nice to see you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Clayton.
It was a rite of passage in the fall to look forward to the pumpkin spice latte. But then after having lived abroad for a number of years and experiencing the differences between these chemicals, coming back to the U.S. and be able to drink that drink, never again. So I had to play that soundbite. It was a pretty funny moment. What kind of blowback did you get from Starbucks after that testimony?
Yeah, so Starbucks actually removed caramel coloring level 4, which is an ammonia-based dye that they heat with sulfites, and that's linked to cancer. So after I wrote about the what was actually in a pumpkin spice latte, because for so many years, Starbucks actually hid that information from the public. When you would call them, you would email them, you would ask a barista for the ingredient label, they would never give it to you. Eventually, I convinced a barista to show me the different bottles that they were using to create the concoction of a pumpkin spice latte, and was able to take photographs of that and put together my own ingredient list. And then on my blog, foodbabe.com, I revealed what was actually in a pumpkin spice latte. And that post went so viral that the news caught on. I was on all the morning shows, and eventually Starbucks removed caramel color level 4. However, the pumpkin spice latte today is still far from perfect. It's got, I think a grande has over 56 grams of sugar. It's got all kinds of additives and preservatives in it that you wouldn't want to consume on a daily basis. It's got different emulsifiers that destroy the gut bacteria. So this is something that we don't want to be consuming. But as the American public, we have the right to know the ingredients in our food.
And most people back gut is destroyed, man. Most people got stomach, and this is why everybody in America have pot bellies. They have bloated bellies, man. No matter how many sit-ups or crunches you do, your stomach is fucked up, man. Okay, like a lot of illnesses starts in the stomach. Everybody got fucking dark circles around their eyes because of inflammation. Hell, gastritis, man. Hell, I suffer from fucking gastritis. I think I got it from the job I was working at, though, but regardless of it, over accumulation of being around chemicals and eating processed foods, man, and all this other stuff, eventually your body is going to say, look, I can't do this no more, man, all right? And a lot of people die. This is why people die from cancer. Like, if you live here in America and you make it past 50, shit, count yourself blessed, man. But even then, some gonna see, most people here rarely die from natural causes. Okay, most people here die from whether it cancer, which is in the foods, or being put to death, or something is gonna take your ass out. And this is why, man, we gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Okay, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I cannot stress that enough, brothers. Send up them prayers, send up them curses, man. We have to get the fuck out of here. Okay, because honestly speaking, I don't look, like I said, I've never saw myself getting old here. I told myself a long time ago, I said, either the Lord gonna come back and deliver us, or shit, we gonna croak at a young age, man, because you got young kids that's sick. Okay, you got kids getting their fucking gallbladder appendix removed. What, 17 years old, you walking around with no appendix, man? Are you serious? This is hell. All right, you could thank this damn Edomite, man. This man is the fucking devil, man. He poisons the very essence you need to live. Okay, you need food, you need water, you need these things in order to live, man. And yet, the shit you need to live, you're dying. You dying a slow fucking death, man. But yet, you got niggas in here that want to fucking stay here. But it says, and I said, Lord Yahweh, behold, my soul have not been polluted from my youth up until now, and I have not eaten of that which died of itself or is torn in pieces, neither came there by abominable flesh in my mouth. So basically, Ezekiel was like, look, I never ate anything unclean, and I don't plan on eating anything unclean. But this is what the Lord said. And he said unto me, lo, I have given thee cow's dung for men's dung. Okay, so he substituted. Fuck it, cow shit. Just as bad. But even a cow is more pure than a damn human. But even the animals are sick because the animals that you're eating are shut up with all types of poisons and chemicals and hormones. You know, and they don't even kill the scriptures go into how to slaughter a beast. This man stretched the beast out so that all the hormones can release into the blood, and you're eating that shit. So you're eating a cow that was literally stressed the hell out, man. And then you wonder why your ass got spirits on you. And he said, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. But moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they should eat bread by weight and with care, and they should drink water by measure and with astonishment. And they may want bread and water and be astonished with another and consume away for their iniquity, man. So this is a depth sentence, bro. All right, I don't give a damn what any of you other Israelite groups say, man. America is hell. And anybody that want to be here, man, you need to check your spirit. All right. Matter of fact, let me look something up real quick. The captive. Isaiah 51:14. Bingo. This is the book of Isaiah 51. And I'm going to start at verses 14. It says, the captive exile hasten that he may be loosed, that he should not die in a pit. That's us. Okay, this is a pit. A pit is a system. Or you think of a pit, you think of a place that you can never get out of, because every place in Babylon is designed to tear you down, whether it be mentally, physically, or financially. It's all designed to destroy who you are as a people, man. That's Psalms 83. And it says here that he should not die in a pit and that his bread should not fail. Yeah, because eventually, you know, if Yahushua don't come back, like it tells us in Matthew 24, no flesh should be saved. So if the Lord don't come back, then shit, it's safe to say that we gonna all wither away. Okay, eventually something is gonna claim your fucking life here. Whether it be one of these, whether it be the food, the water, one of these fucking physicians that call them, or one of these DRs that call themselves a physician, the chemicals, your own goddamn apartment is working against you, man. Your own body is attacking you. Like, they don't have autoimmune diseases in other country, man. Like, to the point your body is so fucked up to the point it starts to attack itself. That's called an autoimmune response, man. That's that's nuts, man. I just it's amazing, man, how this man is still in power. But anyway, Ezekiel 14, and I'm gonna start at verses. Because it's really a punishment. So this is Ezekiel 14 and 11. It says that the house of Israel may go no more astray from me, neither be polluted any more with all their transgressions, but that they may be my people and I may be their power, says the Lord. But the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, when a land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then would I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. So even a famine, okay, because the famine is going to come, but that may be the best thing for this place. At least within the famine, there will be some type of fasting, but even then, people are going to die, because the famine is going to consist not only of food and bread and water, but also from the drugs people need to survive, because most people here are on some type of medication, man. Okay, and this is why those industries are multi-billion-dollar industries a day or a year, because people need them in order to survive, man. And Esau's done it. He's done it on purpose. All right. Sirach 20:39, and I'm going to start at verses 26. It says, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, okay, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. These are what we need, but he poisons this, man. Okay, the water is poison, like going into the Roman Empire. The water had lead in it. Now, the modern day Roman Empire, the fucking water got lead. It got fucking lead. It got metals in it. It has what you call fluoride, which is basically rat poison, and they put the shit in the toothpaste. It's crazy, man. And then the cinnamon has lead in it, bro. Like, cinnamon is a good blood regulator for blood sugar. People that's diabetic, they, you know, eat pure cinnamon and regulate their blood sugar levels. But yet, this fucking devil puts fucking lead in the shit, man. Which lead is poisonous. It's toxic to the cells, man. Got all these carcinogens and shit, man. Even in your own apartment, you got lead in the paint. They said anything built prior to the 70s, you're at risk for fucking being poisoned because the lead in the paint, man. You know, asbestos. It's like, damn, even a cell phone is killing you. But it says all these things are for good to the godly, so the sinners, they are turned into evil. So these very things, these principal things have been turned against a weapon from us, man. So you may say, well, what should I eat? And the question is, you just got to pray, brothers. Okay, we just got to pray that the Most High get us the hell out of here, because there's really no getting around it, okay? No matter how good you eat. Hell, my diet is hella clean. I rarely eat anything with preservatives in it. Like, my shit is pretty holistic, but even then I'm still suffering from a particular plague that I can't seem to fucking get rid of 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going away, but it's something I can't quite put my hand on it. What's causing it? It's the damn food. It's the water. You know? And you go to these fucking physicians and they ain't gonna tell you what's up, even though they know what the deal is. They thing is they need to make money off you, man. Because if they tell you, then they ain't gonna get paid. That's why the scriptures say that the love of money is the root of all evil, man. All right. Last precept, and I'll play a couple of minutes of the video and then we'll end it. Revelation 6, and I'm gonna start at 7, and it says here, and when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And it says, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth, man. All right. And that's going into this devil, this Edomite, man. Okay. Like I said, you had these corporations by the name of DuPont, Monsanto, Bayer. Okay. You got Big Pharma, all these places. They are all pretty much one and the same. You know, that's where your food supply sources was coming from. So like when you see particular restaurants and stuff like that, you may say, this similar menu. All of it really comes from the same fucking place. It's just prepared slightly different with different spices. But if you get a chicken from KFC and McDonald's or from KFC or Popeyes, 9 times out of 10 it's coming from the same goddamn place. They just have like micro ingredients that they may use as far as a recipe to make it taste different and have a different crisp to it. But all this shit come from pretty much 1 to 3 places, man. All right. But anyway, I'm going to end it giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, he come and deliver speedily until
so
the next
after that
Shalom.
campaign, thankfully, Starbucks started revealing everything in their Starbucks, drinks and their lattes and frappuccinos, etc., on their website. So it was a huge win for the Food Babe Army.
I mean, now I'm just drinking some black coffee. So yeah, you've
That's the best.
turned the tide. I wanted to start with that anecdote.
And you can't pay me to drink that overpriced garbage, man. I may have had Starbucks maybe twice in my life, and that was for a raisin oatmeal cookie and some dirty ass coffee. And this was years ago, but you can't pay me to eat that or drink that bullshit. That shit like $15 for a fucking, yeah, right. Anybody that drink that shit, man, hey, you out your damn mind, man. All right, you'd be better off drinking faucet water. But anyway,
Because I think it's emblematic of the food industry at large. You can pick Starbucks out of a hat. You can pick any of them, frankly. And you've been on this crusade. What inspired you to start your journey as the food babe and advocate for transparency in the food industry?
My parents came here in the 1960s. They were immigrants from India. My dad had been here for a few years before he got an arranged marriage to my mother. And when they were in India getting married, he says, we're going to go on our honeymoon back to America. And she actually never went back to her house. She was whisked away to live in America for the first time. And, as people know about Indian culture, the cow is kind of sacred, right? And so she had never had a hamburger before, but the first thing my dad introduced her to was a McDonald's hamburger. And he says, if we're going to be in America, we're going to eat like Americans. And so that's how I was raised, on a processed fast food diet. And as a result, I was in and out of doctor's offices for most of my life. I was on 9 prescription drugs and hit rock bottom in my early 20s, where I ended up in the hospital and getting my appendix taken out. And it was that moment that I decided to take health seriously and determine what I could do to solve my health issues. And what I did was I used these skills that I learned in high school, where I was a top tier debater. I was #1 in state 3 years in a row, recruited to college to be in debate. And back then we didn't have Google, so you had to actually go to the library, look at huge law journals, look at the microfiche, go to the photocopier and photocopy all your evidence and take it into debate rounds in these big tubs. And so I treated my health the same way. I started to check out books, huge books on nutrition and what really I should be eating. And there was this term that I learned that just hit me over the head, and that was that the majority of foods at the grocery store are dead. And that's actually how I felt for most of my life, dead, zombie-like. And it wasn't until I realized that I needed to eat whole, real foods to heal my body that I was able to eventually get off all 9 prescription drugs and realize a level of health that I never thought was possible. I used to have eczema on my face and my body that went away, it disappeared. I started to feel this type of energy that I never felt before. And it was so